Dan Steers from the famous Double Dan Horsemanship clinics sees the benefits of using Equissage.
Well, Double Dan Horsemanship was formed in 2009 and it's comprised of three parts. Firstly being our live shows entertainment, where we're probably most famously known for, where we go around Australia and doing shows and now around the world. Second part is our clinics, and that's where we educate the public to be able to train and work with their horses. And then the third part is training here at our home-based facility in New South Wales, where we take on clients' horses and we start them and problem solve with those horses. Equissage, it's vital for us. I'll only work with a horse if he's 100% sound, and it's just like us. If we're not feeling good and we're not healthy, then we can't do our best learning. So for us, it's vital, and that's where Equissage comes involved with us. When I'm starting a horse and he's starting to get a few niggly problems, using parts of his body that he wouldn't be usually used to, hadn't been ridden before, then I'll start using the gear and getting him right and getting him feeling better. And also just maintaining my older maintained horses, with my Liberty shows. Also, they need to come in and get Equissage before they get ready for a show, and it helps and prevent them from getting muscle strains and just general well-being, and keeps them feeling good. So in 2009 we were at Adelaide Royal, where we were performing there, and there was a couple of Equissage reps there at the time. They were coming through doing some demonstrations with the gear, and I won't lie to you, I was probably one of the biggest skeptics, and we wouldn't let them do it, and eventually one of the days they came by after our show, they also mentioned that it helps horses with their eating. And I had a horse there coming back from a really bad injury, and he's an ex-race horse, a thoroughbred and a bit of a stressor. And while he was travelling, he wasn't eating, and he was just there just to come back into work. He wasn't actually performing as such. So I said to the girls there, if they could get him eating again, that I'd buy a machine. So they started doing a treatment with him, and within 10 minutes, there was a feed that was already in his feed bin from his morning that he hadn't eaten. Within 10 minutes of using the gear, he started eating that. By the time we finished one treatment, he had finished the feed. So we made him a complete another feed. We gave him that, he completed that, and he's never stopped eating since. So I had to be a man to my word and ended up buying a machine. When we were doing shows, like a lot of shows I should say, back to back, going through the Royals, we did about 20 shows in a row, and that's performing twice a day. Those horses would pull up really sore in their back end from all the rearing, the sitting, the laying down. And it was, both Dan and I would find it, difficult to keep and maintain those horses throughout the whole show. Once we got onto Equissage, we didn't have a problem anymore, and we went from Adelaide, and the horses were getting treated, across to the Melbourne Royal, and those horses were fresher at Melbourne than I've ever seen them. We had horses there galloping across the arena to sit on the beanbag, and the exuberance that he was showing from feeling good, where before he would have been feeling the pain through his hamstrings from the sitting and would have been reluctant to do it. So from then on, we've used the gear and helped not only maintain those show horses, but also the horses that we start and my competition horses also. Yeah, there's always different scenarios that we use it for, but one that's just happened recently is we've had an intern here bring a horse across from Western Australia. It's a young stallion, and pony stallion, and he came across while we were away doing some shows, and he went to another property, and he got really stressed out there, and he ran himself off his feet, lost a lot of weight. And when he came back here into the stables, he was really stressy, so we started putting him onto a program. He would get an Equissage in the morning, and he would eat his feed and then have a sleep, and now he's totally relaxed around the farm and in the barn, and that's just something that's happened, just real recently. I mean, I was the biggest skeptic, I think, of them all. I always thought it was something gimmicky, and I've seen the improvements in my own horses and also our clients' horses. So if anybody has, any problems with their horses, sort of physically or, well-being, but even just to maintain their horses, I would totally recommend that they go and have a look and investigate the gear and find a rep near them to just come and have a talk. There's no harm in trying it, and I can get a demonstration with it and see how it works and whether their horse enjoys it.
Contact us today for a free demonstration.